to get into the agenda.
So I'm going to order my payway right now.
You guys good? Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. We are happy to have all of you here this evening. We're going to start with a roll call real quick, please. Elsa?
Mrs. Dragon?
Here?
Ms. Anderson?
Here?
Mrs. Ward?
Here.
Dr. Watson?
Present.
Dr. Smith?
Here.
And if you can all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's recommended that the board approve the agenda for the evening. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
Can we have discussion?
we just voted. Sorry, you're gonna do it faster next time.
No, I thought you have to have, before you vote, you have to have a motion and a second, and then you can have discussion.
We motioned, we seconded, and then I asked for the vote and we voted.
But we didn't vote yet.
I heard ayes. You gotta be faster, Fred.
There's an item on here that I am really, really uncomfortable with. And so when does one have the opportunity to take it out?
You had the opportunity when we motioned a second, you could ask for discussion at that point. Do you want to check with Jennifer on what we can do if we've already voted?
And this is for the approval of the minutes?
The consent agenda. I got
the-
something removed from the consent agenda.
Approval of the
We
agenda.
can do that when we get to that agenda item.
Oh, okay. We'll do it then.
Okay.
Yeah, we can address, we're just simply approving the agenda right now, but we can discuss the consent agenda if you would like.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank
We
you.
will do that at that time.
Thank you.
Problem solved. Very good. Thank you. Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Any discussion? It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And Dr. Sprout, we have the superintendent's report. After a brief sidebar discussion.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right, thanks. All right. Thank you, President Berrigan and governing board members. Here's our superintendent's report. During the week of July 19th, the Laveen School District hosted our annual new staff induction. New teachers participated in a variety of class sessions to learn about our curriculum programs, technology integration, grading mindset, classroom management, and cooperative learning. These classes were led mainly by our instructional coaches, thank you to them, and with academic services support. The participants shared rave reviews about the training sessions. They attended with 96% of the respondents giving an overall rating of very good or excellent. The Laveen staff started off the new school year with a celebration at Celebrity Theater on July 28th. All staff were invited to the event that centered around this year's theme of Ignite Excellence. Jake Klipsch, Instructional Leadership Director for Davenport Community Schools, provided the keynote address on the power of expectations. All staff members received a Laveen tote bag and a hand-powered flashlight to remind them that they have the ability to activate the potential and ignite excellence in our students and each other's lives. According to our staff survey, the Welcome Back celebration provided a positive and fun start to the year. And I want you all to know that many employees said they enjoyed seeing all of our governing board members in attendance. I'd also like to congratulate the team of doctors, walk-ins, and centers who did very well in the Name That Tune competition. They remained standing much longer than Ms. Ward and Ms. Anderson. Everyone tried their hardest.
Not my game.
And one other thing, in case you were wondering, the staff survey also showed that Assistant Superintendent of Academic Services, Kathy Davis, defeated Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Tim Thomas. in their 11-second TikTok dance competition. That being said, in Mr. Thomas's defense, he's way better than the person that preceded him. It was really bad. So, next, our first days of school. The new school year is off to a great start. Our schools welcomed back all their students with our annual Meet the Teacher Night on July 29th, and it was clear that students and staff were happy to be back to in-person instruction. Our classrooms right now, enrollment-wise, we are gaining students every day, and as of yesterday, our warm body count, which is how we monitor the initial days of the school year, was 7,363, which is up 3% last year and 1.1% from 2 years ago. So we're very encouraged by those numbers. On the first day of school, State Superintendent of Public Instruction Kathy Hoffman stopped by Estrella Foothills Global Academy and Laveen Elementary School to celebrate the new school year. At Estrella Foothills, she toured the campus and learned about the Global Studies program. And at Laveen School, she visited the mindfulness room and our self-contained special education classrooms. Last month, Village Hope Church pulled weeds and picked up trash at Cheatham Elementary School on a Saturday morning as part of a church mission project. Over 25 church members from Arizona and Missouri participated in the event. Village Hope Church is also one of the newest members of the Laveen Community Action Committee, and we look forward to a long partnership with Village Hope Church. The Excellence in Education Award is the highest honor for Laveen teachers. Recipients exemplify the highest level of instruction, leadership, professionalism, and most importantly, student academic achievement. They also make a positive difference outside of the classroom through extracurricular activities and community involvement. They set an example for both students and staff to follow. This prestigious award is limited to one teacher annually from each school, and tonight it is my honor to present to the governing board 9 of the best teachers in our district and the state of Arizona. Our first teacher is from Cheatham Elementary School, 6th grade teacher Kaitlin Long. Congratulations, Kaitlin. Next, from Desert Meadows School, art teacher Stacy Hedrick. Our next teacher from Estrella Foothills Global Academy, first grade teacher, Lisa Escobar. Next, from Laveen Elementary School, 7th grade English language arts teacher, Alicia Wright-Harp. Next, from MC Cash School, instructional coach, Melissa Garcia. From Paseo Pointe School, second grade teacher, Cristin Iwinski. Next, from Rogers Ranch School, last year she was a special education teacher. This year she is moved into a instructional coach position for special education, Jessica Fatina. Next, from Trailside Pointe School, we have counselor Sarah Steele. From Vista del Sur Accelerated Academy, sixth grade teacher, Cristin Allen. Now I'm going to ask that we all stand and give one more round of applause in honor of our excellence in education. Hey, and while we're here standing, let's give their families a round of applause. And friends and colleagues, so thank you. As you can see, President Berrigan and governing board members, we have teachers from all aspects of our teaching corps that were represented tonight, and it is truly an honor to do this every year, and so congratulations again. So that's our report today.
Okay, are we breaking now?
We are.
All right. Thank you all for coming for the celebration part of the board meeting. If you want to stay for the business part of the board meeting, you're welcome to do so, but you do not have to, and we're going to just take a brief break. If you would like to leave, you are welcome to stay, though. We will reconvene our meeting, and I think we are on to a presentation and discussion of our educator effectiveness and teacher retention. Is it? Yeah, Mr. Thomas. Let's do that.
Good evening, President Berrigan, Dr. Sprout, members of the governing board. Thank you for giving me an opportunity tonight to present an overview of the outcomes of our 2020-21 educator effectiveness. You guys okay? Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just start off with some of the goals of the educator effectiveness in our performance pay system. So really our goal is to implement an educator effectiveness or performance pay system that recognizes teacher performance in the classroom, that distributes funds in a balanced manner based on a range of teacher performance levels, boosts morale, encourages improvement, and is clear and easy to understand by the participants of the program. It is also a statutorily mandated thing that we have to do, that is required. So we want to, again, while we implement it, we also want to make sure that it meets the goals of the goals listed there. This year, the maximum allocation for educator effectiveness was $2,000 per teacher. As many of you know, that the educator effectiveness performance pay allocation may change every year, as its funding base is based on sales tax revenue received by the state. And it just noted there that employees in our district who are eligible for educator effectiveness performance pay are our classroom teachers, our coaches, and our counselors. A teacher receives their educator effectiveness label and their performance pay based on the breakdown in front of us here. So 55% of their label is based on their total evaluation points. 25% is based on the elements in their formal observations that are rated proficient or higher, so rated a 3 or a 4. So as you can see, combined, their formal observations make up 80% of their teacher effectiveness label. The other portions, the 20%, as required by statute as well, is made up of student academic progress. And for the 2021 school year, that was 10% of that was based on academic progress in math and on English language arts. This is just a better overview of the previous slide, but I would like to remind the governing board that in December of 2020, so last December, the governing board did approve a hold harmless provision, and that hold harmless provision, the meaning of that was for the 2021 school year, the staff would receive whichever score was higher between their previous score in the 1920 school year or the 2021, whatever was highest between the score and the amount of their performance pay. And once again, 55% is based on their total points when you add up their two observations, and then calculated using a conversion chart. 25% are the elements within their observation that is proficient or higher, a 3 or a 4. And then you can see the district academic progress, 10%. It's the current year statewide math passing rate minus the current year district math passing rate as measured by AZM2. So the most points a teacher can earn is 500, and 400 to 500 points would make a teacher highly effective, in which they're eligible for all $2,000 of the allocation. I will remind you, as the slide in front of you, that an ineffective teacher is not eligible for performance pay, as well as a developing teacher who has been teaching for a number of years, or who is on step 4 or higher on our certified salary schedule. And then for an effective and developing teachers, anywhere between 200 and 399, we use this following allocation chart. So if they have a score between 380 and 399, they get 90% of the $2,000, and so on. The charts in front of you, the one on the left, is a breakdown of the number of staff members and the percent that fell into each category of the 4 categories on the educator effectiveness labels. So we had one teacher in the district who was labeled ineffective, 31 or 8% developing, 61% were effective, and 31% highly effective. The chart on the right shows the hold harmless provision. So it shows which year the teacher benefited from the evaluation or the educator effectiveness and their performance pay. So in the 22% benefited from the current year plan, while 60% benefited from the prior year plan. And again, we took the higher of the two. And then we had 18% of our teachers were new to the district and required to be on this year's plan. Here is an overview of the last 3 years. So we kind of like to compare, are we being consistent and fair? That was one of the goals of the performance pay plan. And as you can see there, the years look very similar to years past. Slight increase in the number of effective teachers, slight decrease in the number of highly effective teachers. The educator for performance pay was actually distributed on July 30th. That was a Friday that all teachers came back to work, so that is always a nice time for them. The average performance pay check was $1,620, and the total amount distributed was $665,759. I also want to remind you that part of our part of our performance pay is leaders' plan is performance pay, and that is where teachers can earn additional funds based off extracurricular activities outside of the school day at a rate of $28 an hour. They have to complete a minimum of 30 hours and a maximum of 60, so they can get, on top of the $2,000 that they can potentially get for educator effectiveness performance pay, they can also receive an additional $1,680 based on leadership performance pay. And those funds are distributed throughout the school year as they are completed. They track them, their supervisor, their principal signs off on them, and then they send that in. I do want to let you know that the Educator Effectiveness Performance Pay Committee will be meeting on August 23rd to propose a plan at the September governing board meeting. I will also let you know that every year that plan or that committee is made up of teachers and administrators that come that everybody comes to the same conclusion. That it's a unanimous plan that we present to the governing board. And again, that meeting is scheduled for August 23rd, and then we'll bring that plan, a recommendation to the governing board in the September board meeting. Lastly, I just want to talk teacher retention. As you can see, we talk about a performance pay plan to boost morale, to increase the climate and culture, but also it helps in the teacher salary and retention. And we continue to increase. We had an 88% retention rate, which continues to improve. We are fully staffed. We have here in the district, and that just says a lot about from the top down, from your support as a governing board to administration to teachers, word of mouth, that we continue to have a reputation for a great place to work. We are in the midst of a pandemic where we weren't having in-person job fairs, hosting or attending, and to be fully staffed, to have an 88% retention rate coming out of a year like we had last year just shows that we made a lot of decisions that our staff were happy with and supported, and that 88% is something that we're pretty proud of. And again, it includes a lot of things. The support from the governing board helps make sure that we're one-to-one with technology, that we have curriculum programs that are current and up to date, that our facilities and grounds are outstanding. Obviously, the salary schedule and the benefits help with that retention as well. So we appreciate all that you do to support us in that area. With that concludes my presentation, and I'm open to any questions that you may have.
Any questions? Great work. Thank you for that presentation. 88% is fantastic. And when you read job survey studies, a lot of that has to do with the person's direct supervisor as well. So thank you to all the administrators and principals and assistant principals in the room for supporting your staff and being good leaders. Thank you. Okay. No call. Okay. We are on to the consent agenda. Your stuff's not on consent.
It was on,
It's on consideration or action. It's F1.
okay, is it?
Yeah, it's not on consent. We wouldn't put policy adoption on consent. You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we have the consent agenda in front of us. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Been motioned and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Dr. Sprout?
Thank you, President Berrigan. And governing board members, I would like to introduce our new Dean of the Laveen Online Academy, who we just recognized as Excellence in Ed, but she has moved into that position, and that's Melissa Garcia. So congratulations, Melissa.
Congratulations, Ms. Garcia. Okay, now we are on to F1, policy adoption. We have before us the policy, and it's recommended at this point that the board approve the adopted proposed policies as recommended by ASBA.
Motion.
Second.
Been motioned and seconded, and is there any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
There is. Item or policy advisory number 708. I'm requesting that we pull this. This deals with, prohibits school districts and charter schools from requiring face coverings for students. And until ARS 15-342.05, which prohibits a mask requirement, is deemed legal, I will not vote in favor of any sort of anti-mask measure.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay. Yeah.
I'm not opposed to having that discussion for sure. Right now, it's the law, and it's state law that we have to follow. And we can't, I'm in a place where I don't feel like it's our duty to violate state law in that regard.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, I'm going to ask that we all be clear on our vote so we can hear everything. It has been motioned and seconded that we approve the adopted proposed policies recommended by ASBA. Do all those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Okay. Motion carries. We have the ASBA proposed 2022 political agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, I do have some discussion on my piece here. On page 5, they are not labeled. It's the page that's literally all red, though. And most of that is to strike the management of COVID-19 in public schools, as that's been addressed. But at the top, there's a bullet that is not struck through, and it reads, oppose any measure that would result in fewer qualified voters from being easily able to vote or register to vote. It doesn't matter whether I agree or disagree with that. My position is that that is not an ASBA item. It's sort of outside of the realm of what I believe to be ASBA responsible for. So I would ask that we let the current motion fall, and I would make a new motion. But I want to hear any other further discussion first.
I tend to agree with you.
Okay.
Agreement.
Any other discussion? So we can let that motion fail and not vote, correct? Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and make a new motion and ask that we pass the proposed political agenda minus the, I won't read it all, but you know, the bullet on the top of page 5 there. And that is my motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, we have the ASBA 2022 Delegate Assembly. We need a delegate.
I'd like to nominate Torrance Watkins.
Woohoo! You don't know what you're in for, sir.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so
You can nominate.
I'm gonna make the second on that, and if you're available, that's okay, but we always nominate a follow-up person, a second person, so if you're not available, we can have that
What
person.
time is the event?
All day
No,
long.
I'm not. Okay,
Okay,
I'll try to, I'll see if I can make it work.
okay. Do we have a backup? Do anybody want to nominate a backup?
It's a great time. I've done it for like 4 or 5 years.
Michelle's
I want
done.
somebody else
She's
to
not
have the
interested.
opportunity.
Wait, is it the whole 2 days?
It's
It's
just the
after
delegate assembly.
Saturday.
It's just Saturday, the September 11th.
And it just kind of depends on how the day goes.
It depends on how the day goes.
Are you checking your calendar to tell us if you're available? I'll give you a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do the motion. We'll motion that Torrance be our first delegate, and that if he is unavailable, that Dr. Centers will then take his place. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. What a fun night, guys. So glad we're in it together. Okay. We have the 2022 District Capital Plan submittal for the School Facilities Board. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have a motion, or a recommendation to approve the Dean of the Laveen Online Academy.
Motion.
Motion on Fern and second on Torrance. It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And then we have the extension of the COVID-19 paid sick leave benefit. It's recommended that we approve that through December 31st of this year.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Comments from the board. We'll start with you, Dr. Centers.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It was great to be at the celebration, the convocation is that we call it. And the energy and just the excitement from all of the teachers, administrators was like electrifying. It was really exciting to see kind of the passion. And the last couple of weeks, you guys have chartered the last couple of weeks well. And I know personally, I have 10 of my kids in Ohana that are in our schools, and they are doing well. And I have 2 kids in my house. 2 of them are now in 5th grade and now are eligible for band, which thank you for that. And they like to practice. One has the flute and the other one has the trumpet. So any parents watching, if you can pick, go flute all day.
I would agree.
So yeah, I'm grateful for a new year.
Thank you. Dr. Watkins?
I'll just mention that, I know we're having a tough time again with COVID, and I want the parents and the teachers and everyone know that I think we're gonna, work at it again. We gotta watch the numbers. We gotta be safe. I think it's extremely important to make a joint decision as a community. But the kids are gonna follow what we do. So I know in the next month or so, we gotta watch these numbers. Hopefully the numbers get better. If they don't, unfortunately, we have to make some decisions that not everybody's gonna be happy with. But, we always want to make the best decision for the whole community. And so we'll watch it, and I know we'll make the right decision.
Thank you. Ms. Wolf?
Going along with what Dr. Watkins said, last year we did everything we could to keep, science said that the adults were at risk. We did everything possible to keep adults safe. Now they're saying children are at risk. And I just want to thank everybody that's taken the precautions of wearing masks to keep the children safe. For those of you that have been vaccinated, this isn't political. If it works, you might have saved a life. If it doesn't, then it's on you that you might have taken a life by your carelessness. And I would just really hope that you think about it and that you realize that kids are at risk and it's our job to protect them. Thank you.
Ms. Anderson?
Just a welcome back to the new year, and thank you to all of the administrators and teachers for having a great start to the year.
I am saddened that I was not able to be there for our game of Name the Tune, and I would have beat you both.
No,
I don't know, we had a D-Day over there.
I missed one song,
That's right.
one song.
I think we'll have to play again.
I don't think so.
And I would just like to say to my fellow board members, I very much appreciate that we can disagree and be respectful of each other. That is not the case with every board, with every governing board in the state of Arizona or across the United States. So while we have a difference of opinion, I respect all of you and I respect your perspectives. It is a very difficult time. I don't know that anybody on this earth has the right answer to anything. So we just hang in it together and navigate it as strong as we can, but I very much appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Okay, our next governing board meeting is on September 7th. That is the day after Labor Day. And look forward to seeing you all at that time. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting, please.
Motion.
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Good night, everybody. Thank you.